running wild with the most underrated wrestling podcast in the world, WellsMania Podcast. I am your host, the Kyle Wells. I am joined by Stone Payne Productions and the WWE Human Encyclopedia, Jared Giles. Fellas, happy Thanksgiving, happy Survivor Series War Games to you. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing fine. You'll have to excuse the Charlotte Flair, Terminator impression.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, no,
Surprised you didn't do your Terminator music with that.
There you happy? There it is. Still recovering from eye surgery, so you're gonna have to make do with the Bronson Reed shades for this episode. I could fit right in with the Vision, I think.
I was gonna say, man, if Brock Lesnar wasn't gonna be the fifth member to the Vision's team, I really liked your shot that you threw out there to Paul Heyman.
I auditioned for it.
I saw it. And then I saw some haters coming at you too.
You never know. You never know with Brock. He's one step away from disaster. So
yeah.
Let's just talk about it. Let's just get right into it. I mean, this past Monday night on Raw, it was the go home episode for Survivor Series War Games. And we're getting towards the very end. Everybody's out there except for Brock Lesnar. So when Brock decides to come out during his entrance, he slips and he falls down on the ground. But fellas, he does a back roll, pops right back up, puts his cowboy hat on Braun Breaker, laughs it off, marches down to the ring, and starts whooping some ass. What was your guys' thoughts on Brock Lesnar falling down?
I mean, I was laughing my ass off when it happened. But, you gotta love a guy who can laugh at his own fumble and his own embarrassment. I mean, look, what's funny is Brock Lesnar has now done some wacky shit twice this year since returning. He's ripped his pants on live television and he's slipped and fallen live on the stage. And both times he's made jokes about it.
Yeah. You're right, man. Anybody who can have a sense of humor and this is Brock Lesnar. We're talking about one of the most intense, serious WWE superstars of all time. So if he can find some humor in it, anybody can find humor in their botches and mistakes.
And I think you and I both stated this in videos we made. I think it makes him more likable. It makes him. There's some people that want to stand out there and claim, he's lost all of his aura points.
I've seen those takes on TikTok and Twitter, and they are terrible. Those are terrible takes.
They're awful takes. All right. Brock Lesnar could come out and do a ballet dance in a pink dress and would lose no aura points because the man can still legitimately rip another human being's arms off and beat you to death with them. And we all know that. Yeah. So he can slip and fall on Monday and then enter War Games on Saturday and toss every other man around like a small child. So
what'd you think, Jared, when you saw Brock Lesnar fall?
Yeah, I thought it was one of those things. I thought it was, funny like everybody else did. And it just like, he didn't miss a beat. He did, what you do classically training? You take a back bump and you kind of roll out of it. And so he slipped, rolled out, and then laughed to himself, and then walked to the ring and finished the segment.
You know what? I want to see how many people can do a back roll. It's not that it's okay. From someone who has training, who's gotten in the ring, who's been wrestling now for 7 years, a back roll is not as easy as you would think it is. Brock Lesnar, he made it look so flawless. I mean, I know he fell, but the fall was so he did it so graciously.
Yeah,
I mean,
a back roll is not an easy move. I mean,
no, it was probably one of my.
And he's not light.
No, he's a big dude. That's a big dude doing a back roll there.
And it's harder I mean, it's harder for bigger guys to do. It's, so
bigger guys who aren't as agile and
but
flexible.
He's a freak. He's a freak of nature.
He's the beast.
I mean, the funniest part of the whole segment was the part that didn't even air on television, is when they were leaving the show and he like stopped everybody on the team and pointed to it and like rubbed his foot on it. He was like,
hey, it's slick as shit right there.
It's slick as shit right here. Watch out.
And then you got Drew McIntyre like trying to clean up the. So my wife's uncle, Adam, shout out to Adam. He was there in Oklahoma City. He said that all throughout the night, there were condensation issues throughout the arena, which might have contributed to Penta's injury, because he had a injury happen in his match against Solo Sikoa. We'll get to that here momentarily, but he said that there were vibes throughout the entire arena that there was like condensation issues going on, and especially right there where Brock Lesnar fell, case in point. So yeah, all the people out there saying that, Brock Lesnar lost his aura, or, Brock Lesnar lost his mojo. I think it went the other way. I think it makes him look more human. Like Payton says, it makes him look more likable. Mm-hmm. And the fact that he found humor in it, we can all relate to that. How many of y'all have fallen on your ass? Every single one of us has fallen on our ass at some point in our life.
I specifically remember a time where, you tried to jump over the top rope in a match and got caught on the top rope and absolutely face planted.
Yeah, that was when I started realizing that I was getting heavier and not as easy access to go over the top rope, because I used early Mondo stages. You can tell a major difference from early Mondo to current Mondo. Now, granted, I've gotten older as time has gone on, but those early Mondo stages, man, I was hopping over that top rope like it was nothing. And then one day I hopped over and, didn't clear it. And yeah, Payton,
to be fair though, you
face
did
first into the mat.
You did Brock Lesnar. You got up and no-sold it like nothing happened.
Oh yeah.
But it was funny.
Well, that's something that I learned during my days at Ball State, was if you flub, don't bring attention to it and just keep going, because the more you bring attention to your mistake, all of a sudden you are just fumbling and boom goes the dynamite. So if you get that reference, you totally understand. Go to YouTube and type in "and boom goes the dynamite." It is one of the most cringiest broadcasts in broadcast history, because the kid, Brian Collins, who went to Ball State, I was actually in a class with him. And it's a train wreck, but you just can't stop watching it. It's so entertaining. Jared, you've seen that clip, haven't you?
Yes, yeah. I'm very, very much alive in the time of Boom Goes the Dynamite.
Oh my God, which that feels like a lifetime ago. Like, we had Kevin Thorne on for the Halloween special, and Kevin Thorne was talking about Matt Striker, because we were talking about the ECW originals versus the New Blood at WrestleMania 23 that you and I attended. We got to see that match live up in Detroit. And I forgot to bring this up to Kevin Thorne, but Jared, you were there, and Payton, I don't know if you've ever heard this story or not, but
I'm sure he has.
Jared and I were at I think it was a house show.
It was a house show.
House show up at Worthern Arena in Muncie, right on the Ball State campus, home of the Ball State Cardinals. And we're outside the parking lot area where the wrestlers are driving in. And all of a sudden, Matt Striker is going up and down the line, shaking hands, signing autographs, taking pictures. He gets to me, Payton. And you want to know what he does? I'm just making sure you're still awake over there. Didn't know if you're sleeping behind your glasses.
I'm trying not to look directly up, because I don't want the reflection
light,
in my
Gotcha.
glasses.
I didn't know if you were pulling a Stanley Hudson over there, sleeping behind your shades.
No, I just don't want the reflection.
Matt Striker gives me a chop on my chest, and he goes, "You're a big fucking kid." And I looked at Jared, and Jared looked at me, and we looked at Matt Stryker, and I was like, well, thanks, Matt Stryker. So just saying, Matt Stryker said I was a big fucking kid, and he gave me a nice chop on my chest.
See, now you need to wrestle Matt Stryker so that can come full circle.
Dude, that would be incredible.
Does he still take bookings? Does anybody know?
I know.
He does
what's he up to?
He does commentary, so I
bet you could book him for a squash.
Actually. So I think, I bet he would probably.
Squared Circle Expo, Ed Gonzalez, I know you're watching. You need to book Matt Stryker for Squared Circle Expo 6. So then that way I can recreate him chopping me on the chest and calling me a big fucking kid all these years later. Oh my God.
Speaking of big fucking kids, why's your baby hulking out of his Thanksgiving outfit? What's going on? He's like, brother, rip in the shirt.
Dude, my son is growing fast. He just turned 3 weeks old a couple of days ago.
Stop feeding him Raising Cane's.
The kid is already growing out of his newborn diapers and his newborn clothes. And I'm just like, Mini Mondo, aka Theo, he is gonna be a big kid. I can just feel it already. So before this episode, I had to make a couple of runs to 2 Targets because this is the day before Thanksgiving listen, if you don't have to go out into the stores, don't, because it is chaotic out there. And I got lucky, and I got the very last 3 months Thanksgiving outfit that my son will be wearing tomorrow for his first Thanksgiving. Very excited. And while we're talking about Thanksgiving, fellas, Survivor Series is this weekend. I know it's not what it used to be. It used to be the what was the old tagline?
The Thanksgiving Eve tradition.
Yes. And I miss those days. I miss those days so much. I'm no stranger to voicing how I feel that Survivor Series needs to be Survivor Series again. And the fact that we are getting a Survivor Series traditional match on SmackDown,
now
this just really pisses me off. They could put that match on War Games.
They could, and they should. I will say, to be fair, SmackDown this year does take place the day after Thanksgiving. So I guess if you want to tie it into Thanksgiving Day tradition, it's a little bit closer to actual Thanksgiving. But I agree. I think you could have it on Survivor Series itself.
Yeah, I think the reason it got moved to SmackDown was twofold. One, SmackDown for this week was taped last week.
Yes.
So it's already in the can. So usually on those tape shows, they like to have longer matches. So when they go to production in post, they can kind of edit it quicker because you just have to kind of spot your commercial break. And number two, since they are doing the 2 War Games matches, I think running 3 really long matches is kind of a tricky situation. And then you have an elimination and non-elimination. Yeah. So I think it might be a little kind of not confuse people as we go. So
I guess
I still advocate that there doesn't need to be. I don't think both the men and the women need a War Games match for the sake of giving them both a War Games match. I think you could easily have given the women a traditional Survivor Series elimination match on the show to let them have that, and then give the main event level storyline like the Vision and stuff War Games.
Careful, Payton. You are going to have all of the women wrestling fans come after you and call you sexist.
Most of them out there create fucking negative publicity posts anyway, so I don't really give a shit what they think. I speak the truth.
I know we are going to get into our Survivor Series War Games predictions here momentarily. There's only 4 matches on the card currently. So they might add another one, or they might just keep it at 4.
I
We
think
shall
it's-
see.
I think they're going to
only.
keep it at 4.
But you talk about the Survivor Series traditional match. Yeah, I'm glad that we got one.
Yes.
So I guess, better to have one than not have one at all. So the fact that they threw the old Survivor Series graphic on there from Jared and I's childhood, it's the nostalgia that sells it for me. And Jared, you bring up my son. So sleep is not real when you have a kid. Days are all the same, and time just kind of, it's there, but you don't really know what time it is. But one of the positives that I've been taking away is during these restless nights when I'm feeding my son while my wife gets much deserved sleep, I've been putting on old school WWF Survivor Series pay-per-views. So I've been going back and reliving some of my favorite Survivor Series memories. I'm going to ask you guys just something. This is like a tradition on WellsMania Podcast. I like to take a trip down memory lane. You guys know me. I'm a sucker for nostalgia. So, Payton, what are some of your, around this time of the year, going back and rewatching old Survivor Series? What are some matches that you like to go back and just reminisce the good old days?
I'm going to try to say some ones I haven't really said before. I feel like this Survivor Series always gets lost in the shuffle, and I don't know why, because if you go back and watch it, I think there's an argument to be made that it is top to bottom one of the best Survivor Series cards of all time, and that is Survivor Series 2003. I think that is a phenomenal Survivor Series. You had Team Lesnar versus Team Angle. You had Undertaker versus Vince McMahon buried alive. Kane versus Shane McMahon in the first ever ambulance match. Goldberg versus Triple H for the world title. Team Stone Cold versus Team Eric Bischoff, which is not talked about enough and is one of the best 5-on-5 traditional elimination matches ever, in my opinion. And then a lot of people also tend to forget that the year before that was the first ever Elimination Chamber. Survivor Series is the birthplace of Elimination Chamber, which we all remember that was the year that Shawn Michaels had the worst ring attire possibly of all time.
And that was HBK's return too. We hadn't seen Shawn in a while.
Made it a figure. I think it was last year, 2 years ago, they came out with that figure.
Isn't the story though that like the gear wasn't finished? Isn't
Correct.
that what he said? Like they didn't finish it in time.
Correct. The gear wasn't finished in time, and then and he had the Dutch boy haircut because his son wanted a haircut, and then after he got his hair chopped off, Vince is like, "Hey pal, we need you for Survivor." And so he stuck with the haircut and the poop brown tights. So
I remember that, and I go, "What the hell is going on with Shawn Michaels? Like, what is this?"
Yes,
kind of felt like he was rushed to come back, and sounds like he was.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I love all of those Survivor Series, and that's something that's like the difference between you, Payton, versus Jared and I, because Jared and I feel like we go a lot further back to the original, like the OG Survivor Series, where you're more, you're younger than both of us, and you're more gravitated towards the ones from your childhood. So I love, that's the beauty about pro wrestling, is you literally just get into it wherever you're born into it. So I like that you hit a different demo with the memories from those Survivor Series. What about you, Jared? What are some of your go-to favorite rewatches when it comes to Survivor Series?
The 95 Survivor Series is a personal favorite of mine. I know 95 isn't really a well looked upon year in the WWF history, but you had a great first match. You had an incredible for the time women's match. They had a bunch of the women from All Japan females, and they have an incredible match. And then the Undertaker returns with the Phantom of the Opera mask thing.
Yeah.
And he runs through and eliminates all the royal family. Brett and Diesel in an incredible main event, the first time the Spanish announce table was destroyed. And my personal favorite was the wild card Survivor Series match. It's where in kayfabe, the president, Gorilla Monsoon, randomly drew teams. So you had good guys and bad guys teaming up. And of course, guys who were in the same faction were against each other. Guys who were feuding were on the same team. And it led to just a fun dynamic.
Yeah. No, man, something about those mid-90s, the early 90s and the mid-90s, something about those Survivor Series just hit you right in the heartstrings, man. It's like great childhood memories. And that's back when Survivor Series was truly Survivor Series. I mean, I say this time and time again, I love Survivor Series 1990. He's on my wall over here. Rowdy Roddy Piper on commentary. Look at the size of that ham hock. One of the most iconic lines when The Undertaker made his WWE debut back at Survivor Series 1990. The Gobbledygooker also made his WWE debut, hatching from the egg and then dancing with Mean Gene Okerlund. Those are just visuals from my childhood that I just cherish so much. And then, of course, you get to the matches, and my all-time favorite Survivor Series team, the Warriors, led by the Ultimate Warrior, Texas Tornado, and the Legion of Doom. By far, that team still holds up to this day. Like, if you put that team in the War Games cage and add one more person, that team would still, I know all those guys are unfortunately gone, but if they were in their prime now, they would still dominate. I mean, could you imagine the Ultimate Warrior in the War Games?
So many potatoes.
I don't think he'd have the gas. He would not have the gas to get through a War Games match.
He'd pass out in the cage beforehand, shaking it back and forth.
Yeah. He'd probably take the cage down.
He'd have to be the last man to enter.
No, he wouldn't make it. He'd be shaking the cage internally, waiting, and he'd pass out.
Some other Survivor Series that I really enjoyed. 2001, we got Team WWE versus the Alliance. That was a really fun match.
Mm-hmm.
Such a star-studded team for WWE, man. How about
both teams were WWE?
Star-studded teams for WWE. Yes, that's that's always the caveat when you mention that. Like, yes, it was good, but overall, still have been.
A great
match, great show. But when you think about what could have been, you're like, this was okay.
The potential could have been so much more than what we ended up getting.
Right.
I get that. Something that we all had been waiting for a very long time. One of my favorite memories and moments from Survivor Series 2014, Team Cena versus Team Authority. And finally, Sting making his WWE debut. Something that, never say never, but when Sting appeared, I believe I was over at your house, Jared, watching that.
Yes.
Watching it live in person. I think we all collectively looked around the room and our jaws were all on the floor. Like, it was just like a holy shit moment. Sting is finally in WWE. But unfortunately, it didn't go the way that we wanted it to go. But that's
we had almost died the day before driving back, going to Chicago for Days of the Dead. So we had an interesting weekend that weekend.
Yeah, that was the weekend I met Bret Hart.
Yes,
and some jabroni tripped the cord. And
yes,
lost my picture with the Hitman forever. But luckily, fast forward all these years. Earlier this year, I got Brett to sign my WrestleMania 8 poster, and I got an updated picture with the Hitman.
Can we talk about Bret Hart for a second?
Oh, buddy, please! I've been waiting to get into this.
Might as well.
Can we talk? Brett. about how this man has completely lost his fucking mind.
Hilarious.
Yeah, Brett went on a podcast and he well, it wasn't this one. It wasn't WellsMania
Kyle trying to be all
podcast.
serious. Yeah, Brett went on a podcast. Like, okay, let's
Like,
journalism.
Yeah,
here.
Brett went on a podcast. He said a lot of choice words.
Brett says a lot of things, yes.
but
And,
like what he was saying was just like, dude, what are you on right now?
He
started
that
talking about
old man
Vince
bitter
and
rant.
Vince and Sean being lovers, and is like,
yeah,
like what?
Do we think that's true to any degree? No. I know Sean slept with a lot of people back in the 90s, but did he sleep with Vince McMahon?
Here's the thing. Brett saying stuff like that, it takes away from when they forgave each other back in 2010, and it makes Brett just look so bitter, and it makes him look like he deserved to be screwed. It makes him look like the bad guy. And
I try so hard to defend Brett the Hitman Hart, and when he opens his mouth and starts saying stuff like this, I'm like, dude, what are you doing? You're making it so hard for me, a Brett the Hitman Hart backer who has gone to war for the Hitman more times than I can count for. But then he goes and says stuff like this, and I'm like, how the hell am I supposed to defend these comments? I can't.
And then explain this math to me real quick. So he says that he doesn't watch modern day wrestling, and that's why he doesn't know who MJF is. But he apparently watches modern day wrestling enough to nitpick Sheamus's punches to the point where he can say that Sheamus needs to train more because his punches look like shit. It's like, wait a minute. So you watch the product enough to see closely how someone punches, but you don't know who MJF is?
I think Brett tunes in here and there, but doesn't watch as, religiously as we do. So I can get where Brett's coming from. He probably just turned on
and it's
an episode of Monday Night Raw and saw shit. He probably watched Cena's final Raw in the Garden, and that's probably where he saw Sheamus.
But then it's like, why are you throwing shade at Sheamus? Like, Bret Hart was in the front row at Clash at the Castle a few years ago.
He saw Sheamus's
when Sheamus wrestled Gunther for the Intercontinental title in what was like the match of the year.
I think Brett is getting to that point
bitter,
where he just says stuff to stay relevant. But here's the thing. You are Brett the Hitman Hart. Like, you are forever immortal in pro wrestling. You don't need to go on podcasts unless you want to come on WellsMania Podcast and say some outrageous things. You're more than welcome to.
The only thing I feel bad is Brett doesn't have his own podcast, so he's not monetizing it. He's not making all the money off saying these like wild things. I'm like, Brett, come on. If you're gonna cut these promos, you got to make the kids pay for it.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong. Like, if I'm gonna go say some crazy things, I want to make sure that I'm getting comped for it on the back end, because I don't want to look like too much of an idiot. Like, there's a reason why WellsMania said those things. Oh, he sold out and got paid for saying those things.
I don't know. I think we can all agree. I mean, you especially, Kyle, since you're probably the biggest Bret Hart fan here. It's kind of just getting to the point where it's sad. It's you almost feel bad for Bret. It's like, how unhappy of a person are you at this point in your life? It's almost more sad than anything.
There are two legends, two Hall of Famers that I always try my very best to give the benefit of the doubt to, because of the life that both of these men have lived, all the tragedies that both of these men have suffered. Bret Hart and Kevin Nash. I try to give them as much grace as possible. It's just
at least
hard.
Nash ain't out there bashing everything under the sun and saying
it's pretty close. I mean, Nash bashes. Kevin Nash, more like Kevin Bash. I mean, come on now. Kevin Nash goes out there and he bashes a lot of things.
He tries to at least back his stuff up with some fact. Like he's not out here saying like, oh, me and Hunter were secret lovers. You know, that's why he doesn't want to bring me back to the company. You know,
is that your Bret the Hitman Hart impression right there?
No, that was Nash.
Oh, that was Nash.
But, yeah, that's what's
I couldn't tell.
the whole Sean Vince lover thing was like,
yeah,
dude.
I mean, I'm not ruling anything out. After all, this is Sean and Vince in the 90s, where both of those guys did a lot of unspeakable things. And
I mean, hey, Bret banged Sonny, so
well, who didn't?
You know,
who
sunny
didn't?
day.
Who didn't back then?
Sunny days. You know,
Poor,
Bret got no room to talk.
Poor Chris Candido, man. I feel really bad for him. He's no longer with us, but back then, man, just being that guy and then knowing that everybody's doing everything with Sonny while you're with Sonny, that's
You think anybody
right
that did anything with Sonny back in the day looks at her now and goes, "Man, I regret that decision."
No, hell no.
100%.
No, 100% no. Because back then, man, Sonny was hot. Sonny was hotter. She was hotter than the sun.
Yeah, I forgot. You're young, and I forgot.
No. She was smoking back in the day. But I mean, that's just saying. Like that might be one of the greatest fall offs in human history, from like what she looked like then to today.
Yeah, but if you banged Sonny in your prime, I mean, that's a pretty big, bucket list there. I got to meet Sonny. I think you did too, Jared. Weren't you there with me?
Mm-hmm.
We met Sonny when she was that in Atlanta when she got into the Hall of Fame?
I think it was the next year in Miami.
Okay.
I think she was at that Access.
She went
in 27, but I think we saw her to Access at 28.
Okay. I knew she was either a Hall of Famer or about to become a Hall of Famer, but she was so nice. Like she still looked pretty good in 2012. So, but yeah, when you don't take care of yourself and you let yourself go, you tend to not look anything near what you looked like back in the day. But yeah, man, I pray for Bret Hart. I send nothing but good vibes to the Hitman. I really hope that he finds the peace that he needs. Speaking of Bret Hart, that was another Survivor Series that I was watching, was when Bret and Owen imploded. Oh, dude, that never gets old, watching Owen turn on Bret, which led to some really great Bret Owen matches that we got. And that's really the rise of Owen Hart, was Survivor Series when it was the Hart family. And then, of course, Payton, your all-time favorite Survivor Series team, Clowns Are Us.
Yep. Doink, dink, wink, and pink.
And then, Jared, your all-time favorite Survivor Series team, the Rude Brood, which I love throwing tweets out there every year. It's so funny. Like, if I go to my search bar and I type in the Rude Brood, it like shows me every time that I've mentioned the Rude Brood, I've tagged you in it because I know how much you love the Rude Brood Survivor Series team. But yeah, fellas, I just really love going back and reminiscing the good old days. Now, friend of the WellsMania podcast, but I can't remember.
His name. Good friend of the WellsMania podcast.
Good friend that I have no fucking clue who it is.
No fucking idea.
I'm trying to remember. It's one of the three guys from Ope Three-Way. And they don't clarify.
Are there really three? The one doesn't exist, right?
This is very true, Donnie.
So it's only going to be one or two.
It's either Brandon or Pierce, but it's one of the two, and I can't remember which one of the two says this. I apologize. But when you watch this, you can correct me. It's either Pierce or Brandon. But they came up with a really great idea for a 2-night Survivor Series where night 1, we get traditional Survivor Series, and night 2, we get War Games.
Yes.
So
I'd be up for that.
Yeah, I think I said that either on your podcast like a year ago when we talked about SummerSlam going the 2 nights, or we might have just been talking about it, but I know I had a similar thought because I assume eventually Survivor Series and Rumble are going 2 nights.
Yeah,
I would imagine Rumble does the transition first.
100%, but yes.
I'm cool with both, honestly, because those are two of my favorite pay-per-views, the Rumble and Survivor Series, when Survivor Series was Survivor Series.
Well, I think if they do that, I think that if they do one night of traditional, I think that'll get people back.
Yeah, and then I had people coming at me and telling me, oh, you can't do traditional Survivor Series matches. It doesn't make sense. And I'm like, do you not fucking remember that teams just got thrown together with no rhyme or reason? Like
they
Survivor
do that now with War Games. I mean,
I know, but these people are idiots, and they're like trying to come at me, telling me why Survivor Series isn't what it is nowadays is because there's not enough wrestlers to be a part of the show. And I'm like, y'all are dumb. Those are stupid takes.
There's a plenty of wrestlers that could easily fill up.
Yeah. But these are the idiotic comments that get, and Payton sees these all the time. Dude, our TikTok comment section is loaded with just jabronis.
Oh, it's fucking overflowing.
I mean, right now, just while I'm thinking off the top of my head, like on Raw, you have like people that are featured regularly on TV. You have Roxanne, Raquel, Bailey, and Lyra, Maxine Dupree. Yeah. There's 5 women already from Raw. SmackDown, Chelsea doesn't have a match. Jade doesn't have a match currently. Like, you're telling me you couldn't mix and match?
Yeah.
Or you can put different singles feuds into one match together. That's what they used to do in our day of growing up. They'd be like, oh, this guy and this guy are feuding, and this guy and this guy are feuding. No, they're going to be a team. And then, oh, here's Alpha Academy. They're on this team, and American Maid's on this team. And look at that. You have a fucking Survivor Series team.
Exactly. It is literally as simple as that. So hopefully next year, maybe, just maybe, we will get 2 nights of a Survivor Series. I know we're getting a 2-night SummerSlam. So maybe, just maybe we'll get a 2-night Survivor Series or the following year. But please, Triple H, the game, make night 1 traditional Survivor Series, and then you can have your precious War Games for night 2.
Well, I'm not gonna bash War Games because I do love, like, War Games is becoming one of my favorite matches of the year, and I think there is room for both. I do.
Yes,
there sure is.
Yes, I like the concept of War Games. I wish War Games had a little more blood feudiness to it than the randomly throwing the other teams in a month. But that's just me personally.
Yeah. Now. Going to this next topic, this is something. Now, every year, usually I ask you guys, build your all-time favorite Survivor Series team. Now, we've done that time and time again. So I'm sitting there racking ideas throughout my Hoosier Dome, trying to think, well, what Survivor Series team can we build for this episode? Which, by the way, this is episode 199. 199 episodes of WellsMania Podcast, and I've got something big planned for episode 200, so stick around. I will reveal that at the end of this episode. Peyton and I, in the past, we built our Disney teams of Survivor Series, like our all-time favorite Disney characters. So I was sitting there thinking, well, what can we do? And I came up with this fun idea. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and by the way, fellas, I don't know how into Thanksgiving you both are, but by far it is my favorite holiday. Of all the holidays, Thanksgiving is top tier, numero uno.
It's because you get to eat a lot, right?
I do. I get 2 Thanksgivings. I'm very blessed. I've got my wife's side of the family, my side of the family. So I get to eat a lot of food, and of course football. And it just doesn't get much better than family, food, and football. So sitting there and I'm like, well, why don't we talk about food? So I'm going to ask you guys, build your Survivor Series team with Thanksgiving food. Who wants to go first?
I can knock it out first.
Go for it.
I'd put captain's got to be turkey. Got to go traditional on the team. Then Got mashed potatoes and gravy.
Beautiful.
Great utility player of deviled eggs.
Fun fact, I've never had deviled eggs.
What?
Missing out.
That's disappointing.
I plan on changing that this Thanksgiving. I plan on doing a TikTok video of me eating a deviled egg for
Make
the
sure-
first time.
Make sure whoever's deviled eggs you're eating knows how to make them, though.
Yeah, because there's a lot of variants on deviled eggs. I got to say, they're basic ingredients, but there's a lot of variants out in the world. So
Now, you want to know why, and Jared, we'll get back to your team, but you want to know why I've never had a deviled egg, and it's kind of embarrassing, but since Brock Lesnar has a sense of humor, I also have one.
I can't wait to hear this.
I thought they were spicy. My entire life.
What?
My entire life.
Because the word devil was in it, or what?
That and the red stuff on top of the deviled eggs.
Paprika?
I have found out
Paprika?
is paprika. So for 39 years of my life, I have always thought that deviled eggs were spicy, and I can't hang with spicy foods.
Oh my God.
Please.
So now that my wife has educated me that paprika.
Hold on, let me
not
go to
spicy.
Wikipedia and double check this. Are you sure about this?
Why don't you call them angel eggs? If they're where's the deviled? Why are they deviled eggs? Whenever I think of devil, I think of hot. Hell.
Oh, that's amazing.
So there you go. There's your fun laugh for
that was
episode
good.
199.
Please
Well,
send me the
podcast.
TikTok video of you trying them for the first time.
I definitely will. All right, Jared. So we've got Captain Turkey, led by mashed potatoes and gravy, led by the infamous deviled eggs.
Deviled eggs. Then
What else is
I'm
rounding
always
out your team.
I love me a good coleslaw, so coleslaw is going to be in the 4th spot there.
Underrated right there.
And then 5, I'm going to go more traditional, but a lot of people sleep on it. So I'm going to say just a basic, good old-fashioned baked roll. Just a nice little complimenting the little square. You got the little paper, you got the little tray, whether it be paper or plastic. Got that little square spot that doesn't fit in. Bam, put a roll right there.
Yeah. That's a good team. That's a really solid team. I've had everything except for deviled eggs on your team. So what about you, Payton?
Well, 3 of our team members are the same. Captain's got to be turkey. And then mashed potatoes and gravy and deviled eggs. All 3 of those are on the team. And then I got to throw macaroni and cheese on there.
Yeah.
Like a good homemade macaroni and cheese for Thanksgiving is amazing. And then you got to have a dessert on the team. And what's Thanksgiving without like a pumpkin pie? So I'm gonna
damn right.
I'm gonna throw a good old slice of pumpkin pie on the team.
Dude, I have been craving pumpkin pie for the past 6 months. Like during my wife's pregnancy, she had all of her pregnancy cravings. I started craving pumpkin pie like back in June.
Mhm.
And I'm like, dude, Thanksgiving, because that's usually the only time that I ever eat pumpkin pie is at Thanksgiving, or if my family decides to go to Gray's in Mooresville, which unfortunately Gray's is no more. So in case you didn't know, Gray's Cafeteria in Mooresville is gone. It's no longer there.
Yeah, didn't somebody buy it and they're gonna reopen it or rebrand it or do something with the name or something? I thought.
I think so. But man,
I know Gray's Cafeteria. There's nothing like it.
It's like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, and why you guys sell out? You know,
I think the family just they were getting older and they were just kind of like, yeah, we're done.
It just sucks when something's been around for so long and then it just is no more.
Is this does this have to do with your Casey's birthday announcement? Are you feeling nostalgic about that too?
Yeah, Casey's, man. Like this was the first year where my name wasn't on the sign, thus ending the tradition that my mom started when I was a little boy. It just sucks, man. You know, it's inevitable. Change is inevitable.
Yes.
Toys R Us is gone. I know I'm going down a rabbit hole here.
It's back though.
It kind of is, but it'll never be what it was before. Right. Like if we can get Toys R Us to get back into its original building there on the corner of County Line and 31 and Greenwood, then okay, there's hope for humanity. But the other day, my wife and I took our son on a mall walk. We were just pushing the stroller around. He loves to be on the move. He's my son after all. He loves to run wild, so to speak. So of course, I had to take him upstairs into Macy's, where there's a little taste of Toys R Us. And then I looked at my wife and I was like, I don't know why I'm getting so emotional, but the fact that Theo will never know what Toys R Us was the way that we knew it to be, it just really hit me, man. Everything hits different when you become a dad. I told Payton this the other day. I watched Tarzan and You'll Be in My Heart by Phil Collins.
Yes.
I'm an emotional mess. That song hits me different now that I have a son. But yeah, I just reminisce the good old days. And I'm really glad that we were able to experience Toys R Us and Gray's Cafeteria. Hell, even Black Friday, man. Remember how awesome Black Friday used to be? Like,
yeah, there's no fights anymore. It's real disappointing.
Exactly. I mean, I want a good old brawl outside the Best Buy for a 65-inch TV, you know? I want, moms going full Arnold and Sinbad and Jingle All the Way fighting over Turbo Man. Like, oh, dude, just okay. I gotta get back on the tracks because my Survivor Series team of Thanksgiving food. Yes, the captain is turkey. How can you not have a turkey as your captain? It's the logo. It's the brand of Thanksgiving. So I've got turkey leading my team, followed by pumpkin pie. You got to have pumpkin pie on your squad. Give me mashed potatoes and gravy. I demolish all the mashed potatoes and gravy at both sides of my family's Thanksgiving. So they always make plenty because they know I'm going to come in and just absolutely dominate. So mac and cheese, Payton, I agree with you. I love me some mac and cheese. And then coming in at number 5, that's where I toss up 3 different things. It's like, who gets that 5th slot? But I'm going to give it to the rolls, baby. You got to have the rolls. So that is my Survivor Series team of Thanksgiving food. And if you want to have fun with it, throw yours down in the comments below or tweet at WellsMania. What is your Survivor Series team of Thanksgiving food? All right, fellas. We'll save our Thanksgiving, what we're thankful for, to close out the show. But let's go right in to War Games. Survivor Series War Games live this Saturday out in San Diego, California. And like we said earlier, as of right now, there are only 4 matches on the card. We're going to start with the Women's World Champion Stephanie Vaquer versus Nikki Bella. Who do you guys have winning this match?
Stephanie. I don't see Nikki winning this match. The only way Nikki wins this match is if there's a surprise return from Brie and like she helps her win the title. But
Jared would love that.
Unless that happens, I don't see Stephanie losing the title already.
Well, that's actually my prediction. I think Brie Bella is going to return and get a little twin magic, and Nikki wins the women's title.
Primo, na, come on. As much as I would love to see that, I think that Stephanie Vaquer is going to retain. I did have a feeling that Nikki Bella was going to turn on Stephanie Vaquer. You could just kind of feel it, that it was going to happen, and then it finally did. But I do have Stephanie Vaquer retaining the women's world title. The main event for me, the Intercontinental Champion John Cena versus Dirty Dom Mysterio. Fellas, is Dom getting the IC title back, or is John Cena going to take that Intercontinental title with him to his final match?
I mean, this one could go either way, honestly. Like, I don't think John's final match necessarily needs the Intercontinental Championship. So it would not shock me if John put over Dom here and Dom won the title back. However, how do you have John Cena win the Intercontinental title and not give him one successful title defense because for some unknown reason they didn't have him defend the title in a one-on-one match in Madison Square Garden? So I'm going to have to pick Cena. I don't think Cena doesn't have one successful title defense.
I love it. I'll get my take here in a second. But what about you, Jared?
I think Dom should win. I think Cena will retain, though. I think Cena will win. I think he'll go into the Saturday night's main event and the final match as the Intercontinental Champion, just to add a little more stakes. Because I know the story and the tournaments, all that has been, well, the last guy who gets to fight Cena, you get the last match with Cena. And yes, that is important, but to actually give them like a physical trophy when they walk out of that match, assuming that the person who wins the tournament beats Cena, which I think, but that's another podcast for another day.
And we will get to that. I agree with both of you. You already know I picked John Cena no matter what. But I also think that Rey Mysterio is going to make sure that Dom does not cheat to win. I think Rey will play a factor in helping John retain the Intercontinental title, thus setting up another match between Rey and Dom somewhere down the road. But yes, clean sweep. John Cena will retain the Intercontinental title at Survivor Series War Games. Now, speaking of the last time is now tournament, just real quick, we do know the final four. So if you want to be spoiled, I'm about to spoil who the other two joining Gunther and Solo Sikoa in the final four is. So consider this. Hello. Okay. I'm doing everything to get y'all's attention out there. So that way you can't come bitch and complain at me saying that I spoiled it because I'm still rambling, giving you plenty of opportunity to turn the volume down or hit pause. The final four for the last time is now tournament. We've got Jey Uso versus LA Knight. Yeah. On one side. Thank you. And then on the other side, we've got Solo Sikoa versus Gunther. So there's your final four. One of those four guys will be John Cena's final opponent. And I do think having the Intercontinental title on the line in John Cena's final match is just the cherry on the top. It just gives you something that you want even more than being the one to wrestle John and potentially retire John. I mean, there's a lot going on in John Cena's final match.
It's definitely an interesting bracket because on one side it's heel versus heel, and on the other side it's face versus face, which is not something that is normally done in these situations.
Yeah. And you kind of wonder, was it supposed to go a different way? Was Penta supposed to beat Solo Sikoa before he got injured? Kind of makes you wonder. And then on the other side of the bracket, I mean, The Miz replaced Sheamus because Sheamus got injured. So The Miz lost to LA Knight. Once again, spoiler alert, this happens on SmackDown. But yeah, I did notice that too.
There's been some bad luck in this tournament.
And what a terrible draw for Carmelo Hayes. I mean, I wanted Carmelo Hayes to go so far in the last time is now tournament. He got by Bronson Reed, which I felt like was a big upset. But then he got Gunther in the next round. And we all know that Gunther...
Hey, the moment that man came back with Symphony number 9, this whole tournament ended. You knew who the winner was going to be.
I mean, I don't know. Didn't I say Cena? Didn't I say Gunther as Cena's last opponent months ago?
Well,
I mean, the tournament ended before it started. Really,
we've all been predicting it, but it was solidified the moment he returned with that theme song.
Because you look at these last four guys, Solo Sikoa versus John Cena doesn't really do anything for me. We already had that match. Whatever. Jey Uso versus John Cena. Okay, that, the last two guys in this year's Rumble, maybe a little full circle moment there. I kind of like it. LA Knight versus John Cena. I am rooting for that so hard because if LA Knight is the one to retire John Cena, and finally LA Knight gets that launch to mega stardom where he deserves and belongs to be, if it takes him beating John Cena to get there, and this is coming from John Cena's biggest fan, I'm all for it. But the most likely scenario is going to be Gunther versus John Cena. And I hope to God Gunther doesn't beat John, or else I will be very sad to close out 2025.
I'll get your tissues ready.
Like my wife's shoulder, I've requested one of her shoulders to cry on while my son is crying on the other one. The women's War Games match, which might be this team might be the most stacked women's War Game team that we've ever seen. Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, and AJ Lee. That is a squad of all squads right there. They're going up against Nia Jax, Lash Legend, the Kabuki Warriors, and Becky Lynch. Who you got in this one, Payton?
Well, firstly, can I just say my poor mommy has bad luck with War Games. I mean, this is the second year in a row that she's had a nose injury and has had to wear a face mask going into this event. It's like it's a cycle at this point, you know.
It is her Thanksgiving tradition to wear a mask into War Games.
I think the faces win. I think Team Rhea walks out with the victory here. I don't think you're going to have that stacked of a team on the faces and they're going to lose. I don't think AJ Lee is coming back to be in War Games to lose. And I imagine this will be the match that opens the show. So they'll probably want to open the show with a big, feel good moment. Someone like Kairi Sane or somebody can take the L, or Becky loses the AJ again.
Yeah.
Which will then set up an eventual one-on-one match between the two. But my money's on Team Rhea.
You think so?
I think so.
Well, but as far as War Games goes, who do you have winning, Jared?
I agree with Peyton. I think the women's AJ, Rhea, Charlotte, Alexa, all of them, I think they win, and I think probably AJ submits Becky, to be honest.
I agree with both of you. I think the faces are going to win. I do think the whole Charlotte thing has been weird.
It's Charlotte. When is it not weird?
Did we ever get an explanation of why she said she couldn't do it and then now she can do it? Did we ever get an explanation?
I mean, she said she didn't trust Rhea, but then ultimately her friendship with Alexa she's more of Alexa's friend than she wants to mistrust others. So it was like a 3-week character development they pushed into like one episode. So I mean, they could have drawn it out more, in my opinion. But
yeah,
well, then her and Rhea did have a face-to-face.
Yeah,
that's right, they did,
and they talked it out.
Kind of forgot about that. I think my son was crying when that segment was on.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think that this all-star team of Rhea, Charlotte, Alexa, and
I will
AJ,
say, I think the breakout performer in this entire match, though, is going to be Lash Legend.
100%.
It needs to be.
I think she's going to have an MVP performance in this match, and I think it's going to set her up for some great stuff.
The fact that Lash Legend is even in the women's War Games match is a sign of things to come for her. I mean, she's a strong, big competitor.
Yeah.
And she pairs up well with Nia Jax. I mean, you've got the natural disasters of women with those two. I mean, those are two strong, big women who are going to kick some ass.
And if built properly, imagine Lash versus Jade down the road. I mean, that's got money written all over it.
Yeah, I really hope WWE does give Lash Legend a nice push. And I think this is a good, promising start for her being in War Games. Now, the men's War Games match will more than likely main event the show, as it should. Talk about all-star teams. We had Paul Heyman really doing what Paul Heyman does best, putting over this match probably better than almost anyone. I think I do a pretty good job of putting things over, but Paul Heyman put this match over, saying that both of these teams are two of the best teams ever assembled. We've got Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, the Usos, and Roman Reigns versus The Vision, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, and Brock Lesnar. This men's War Games match just might be one of the best men's War Games matches of all time. Payton, your thoughts?
I mean, this might, as a whole, be one of the most stacked team matches in Survivor Series history, like of War Games and traditional 5-on-5s. I mean, every person in it is main event level status, and it's still like, to say Brock Lesnar is going to be in War Games is like some fantasy booking shit come to life. Like, what is he gonna do when he gets inside of War Games? You know, it's like we know Brock. I mean, do we remember the last time he was in Elimination Chamber? He kicked the pod in and just F5'd everybody early and ended the match. I mean, who knows what he's gonna do inside of War Games?
You cage a beast, man. Unpredictable.
I do think that the heels win this one, though. I think the Vision wins. I think the Vision needs the win. I think that the alliance of Punk, Cody, and Roman is not going to hold up. It's going to be rocky, and it's going to inevitably cost them the match. And I think that, you know, the Vision has got some monsters on their side. And when Lesnar's going, I imagine Lesnar and Roman are going to be the last two people to enter the cage.
I would assume, yes.
You know, so it's going to be a fight. Logan Paul's going to be the one to jump off the top of the cage. We all can assume this. He's fucking crazy. But yeah. I would say the Vision needs this victory more.
What about you, Jared?
You're pretty similar to Payton. I think the Vision does win. I think the face team does not gel, whether it be egos, whether it be an accident, or whether someone turns in this match. I feel like we're gonna get something somewhat big maybe at the end of this match. I kind of get the feeling that, like, they built up this big match. They know it's going to be a big match. I just feel like there's going to be something to hook us for
I agree.
The beginning of, because they kind of get the whole pass of Cena's final match. That's going to take up, the big Punk to December, then the holidays. They're going to want sort of like a creative hook for the beginning of next year going into the WrestleMania season. I think something big's going to happen at the end of this match and really set our pass and bring WrestleMania a lot more in the focus after Saturday night.
No, I feel it too. I agree with both of you. I just feel like the all-star team of the faces won't all get along. They won't pass the ball to one another. We got a lot of ball hogs on this team. I don't think they're going to work well with each other. I think it really starts with Jey Uso. I don't trust Jey Uso at all in this. You talk about somebody who could turn. I think Jey could be the one to turn in this match. But I do think the Vision will get this big victory. And it just sucks that Seth Rollins is not a part of this. I feel like Seth would have made this match even more star-studded than it already is.
Mm-hmm.
So I really hate the fact that he's not a part of it, but I do feel like this still will live up to one of the best Survivor Series War Games matches of all time. And I'm going with the bad guys. I agree with you. I think the Vision and Brock Lesnar inside War Games, that's going to be one sight to see.
Now,
hopefully he doesn't fall anywhere, though.
Does Brock climb the cage? Does he F5 someone from the top of the cage into the ring? Do we get that moment of King Kong?
Who the hell's taking that? Who's taking that bump?
Now, see this thing. If Brock was if there was somebody like a Logan Paul on the babyface team, I'd be like, okay, they could probably take it. But
I think if anybody takes that bump, it's Jimmy. I think it's Jimmy Uso.
Yeah.
I think he's the one.
Jimmy doesn't need his paternity leave yet, does he? Naomi's got a few more months. He ain't taking that bump off the cage with a baby on the way.
Might send him into paternity leave.
Also, let's throw this debate out there real quick because it was a big debate on Monday between the three of them. Whose team is the baby faces? Who is the captain?
That's what I'm saying, fellas. You got a lot of point guards on this team.
Personally, I think it's CM Punk's team because he's the one that initiated the entire War Games match to begin with. So I think if you initiate the match, it's your team.
But Cody Rhodes is the quarterback one, the face of WWE, the franchise, the heir to John Cena's throne.
But he came in later. Punk was the one that started it.
But Cody was the one that said, "This is my team."
Yeah, but then Punk called him out on it because Cody's got an ego.
And then, of course, talk about egos. Then you got Roman Reigns. Acknowledge me. I'm the tribal chief, the head of the table, the leader, the captain. Pretty much what we got is the bloodline, but they upgraded, getting Cody over that Sami Lane from last year's Survivor Series. So it's going to be interesting to see how the faces can coexist inside War Games. So it's a good point that you bring up, Payton, is whose team is this? It could be Jey Uso's team. He might think it's his team, which is why I think he'll end up turning and joining the Vision, which I think is the direction that Jey Uso needs to go. The heel turn has been building for a while now, and I think WWE should go ahead and just pull the trigger, have him turn heel.
Who does he turn
Games.
on? I'm gonna say I think everyone's assuming it's going to be Jimmy. I think that's too obvious and too predictable.
Should be Roman.
I think if he turns, I think he turns on Roman.
It should be.
He should turn on Punk. Realistically, Punk beat him for the title.
That's true with the world heavyweight title.
Yeah, but that's not like.
But that's a tribal chief move to go for the title, because the title gives you the power. The bloodline established that whole fact, so he can jump Roman without having to fight him directly, which would be a heel move.
But my argument to that would be, would him kicking, like we've already seen multiple times over the last few months.
We haven't seen the bloodline feud.
No,
are you kidding me,
Let me finish my statement. We've seen Jay super kick CM Punk out of nowhere multiple times over the last couple of months. So it wouldn't be anything new or shocking. It would be shocking if he blatantly kicked Roman's teeth down his throat.
Now, Jey Uso, do we think he's going to be in the finals versus Gunther for the last time?
I hope not.
Yes.
So,
I'm tired of that match. It needs to be LA Knight versus Gunther.
But if Jay turns heel at Survivor Series and he's a heel Jey Uso going into his match with Gunther, does that make any difference?
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not as powerful when Gunther wins, so I don't necessarily know if they're going to pull the Jay turn. They might pull the Jay turn. I don't know if it's going to be Jay. I just think there's something big happening. Jay could be it, but with going how they need for the next couple weeks, I think Jay's turn's a little off a ways.
Where the hell's Randy Orton?
I heard he's on like vacation. Like
he's on vacation.
Like he's not injured or anything. Like they gave him a month or two off.
Because I keep thinking, we get these big returns. It's kind of been the MO at Survivor Series War Games the past couple of years. We got Punk. So it's like, would we have somebody like a Randy Orton come back here at Survivor Series War Games and make an impact?
I would imagine Randy Orton will be back within the next 2 weeks, because I would think Randy Orton's going to be in a match at Saturday night's main event against an NXT talent, because we know that's what the card's going to be, is main roster older guys giving showcase matches to NXT talents, because that's what Cena said.
So what match we better get? Randy Orton versus that Miles kid on NXT.
Miles Warren.
It's like young Randy Orton versus Randy Orton.
That would be funny.
Does anyone else see that? I've been watching.
Everyone sees it. They made the joke when he was
blatant.
on.
The crowd chants Randy Orton during all of his matches.
I've been watching a lot more NXT now that I have the CW network, and I watched last night's. Even texted Jared. I said, "Is that Ashton Adonis?" And no, it was Sean Legacy. And then I texted Anthony, who's Ashton Adonis, and he said, "Oh man, I like Sean Legacy." And then he's like, "Well, thank you for hyping me up and putting me over." And he's like, "I hope to be there one day." And I said, "You will be there one day. Mark my words. Ashton Adonis will be in the NXT one of these days." But yeah, fellas, those are our predictions for Survivor Series War Games. I may or may not try to do a watch along. Things are a little bit different now with my kid. So I don't know if I can do a 3-hour watch along, but I'm going to try. I'm going to see how far I can go, because a lot of people have been asking me. They're like, WellsMania, are you going to go live for War Games? And I'm like, to be determined. So maybe, I know Payton, you probably will.
Well,
be
I
going
usually don't do watch alongs for the PLEs, because I tend to actually want to sit down and be able to watch them and enjoy them. But we'll see. I don't know. If I'm feeling up for it, I might jump on and do a live.
Yeah. But fellas, it is Thanksgiving tomorrow, and I always like to go around the table and just ask what y'all are thankful for. 2025 has been arguably the best year of my life. Got married. I have a son. Got to watch John Cena win number 17. WellsMania Podcast has really just skyrocketed on all the social media platforms. So I'll save what I'm thankful for last. But Payton, why don't you go ahead and lead us off? What are you most thankful for?
Well, right out of the bat, I am thankful for my brand new eyes. Yes, I'm in recovery right now, but I am actually going to be able to see in 2026. So that is something that I'm extremely thankful for. And then beyond, friends, family, all the stuff everybody always says, I'm thankful for like the genuine connection that I've made with so many of my followers over the course of 2025. I feel like I've made a lot of legitimate actual friends on TikTok with a lot of my followers. And 2025 has been an up and down year for me. So they and the brand and being able to get on and do my thing has helped a lot this year. So I am thankful for all of them. Every one of my followers this year gets Stony of the Year. It's just a massive, it's one big pot for Stony of the Year.
That's a lot of people to shout out. You better start making your list now for when we do the year-end show. So then that way you can just rattle off everybody who wins Stony of the Year award. No, man, that's a good thing to be thankful for. What about you, WWE Human Encyclopedia, Jared Giles?
I would have to say it's pretty cliche, but the whole friends and family, the ones that I talk to all the time. I mean, can't say the tribe is massive these days, and it shrinks all the time, it seems, but just friends and family going through, all the people that I talk to, rely on, interact with on a daily or pretty regular basis. Had some health issues and stuff like that. Just knowing there's some stuff out there and people that care, it's always appreciated.
Yeah, man. Your health is going to skyrocket heading into 2026. You are going to get everything that you need and then some. So I'm manifesting that for you right there for you, brother. As far as I go, family is everything. I'm very thankful for my wife. Thankful for my son. This is my son's first Thanksgiving. It'll be his first Christmas. So it's a really exciting time. And they always say you'll know when you become a dad. My goodness, fellas, I am feeling feelings that I never thought I could feel before. It's I'm very blessed. So I'm very thankful for my wife, thankful for my son, thankful for my family, Thankful for my friends. Thankful for you, Stone Payne Productions. Thankful for you, WWE Human Encyclopedia, Jared Giles. I just appreciate you guys always taking the time out of your lives to come run wild on WellsMania Podcast. I'm thankful for all of you who care, who give a damn, who tune in to WellsMania Podcast, who run wild on WellsMania social media, wherever, who buy WellsMania merch. I'm thankful for all of you who just appreciate what we are trying to do for all of you. So I'm very thankful for that. And I'm thankful for John Cena. Got to throw it out there, man. The last time is now. We one more date after Survivor Series, and that is John's final match, which unfortunately I will not be in attendance for. However, I will be watching it here in the confines of my home. So I'm very excited. And just all the emotions that will hit me watching John Cena's final match. I may or may not go live for that one. I know a lot of people are wanting to see how I react to John Cena's final match. I think Payton wants to see me cry for weird, sick and twisted reasons. But yeah,
I'm fucked up. All right. Yeah, I do kind of want to see it.
But no, I'm thankful for John Cena and everything that he's given us for the past 23 years. And it's going to be emotional on December 13th, John's final match. But thank you to everybody out there for supporting WellsMania Podcast. And I do believe, Payton, that there will be a Black Friday deal on brainbustertees.com. So for anybody who wants to buy Stone Payne Productions merch, for anybody who wants to buy WellsMania Podcast merch, pretty sure there's going to be, and I emailed the people that are in charge at Brainbuster Tees. They told me that there will be a Black Friday and a Cyber Monday deal. So keep your eyes on Stone Payne Productions social medias. Keep your eyes on WellsMania's social medias and buy the merch. I can't express it enough how thankful Payton and I both are when you buy the merch, because we make commission. We make commission off of all those sales.
And don't be one of those people that's like tells us, oh, we're going to buy the merch. And then you never buy the merch. All right.
Because we know who buys the merch. We get emails.
I see who buys the merch.
Yeah. We get emails and notifications who spent their hard-earned money buying our merch. So, and then also if you want to go on my TikTok, I'm a TikTok shop affiliate. And I've got a really cool partnership with Underdose. They send me a bunch of John Cena shirts. And then in return, all I have to do is do what I do best, cut promos, putting them over. And that's what I've been doing. And people have been really enjoying those videos and buying those shirts. So I am forever grateful for anyone who is out there supporting the WellsMania Podcast. And big things are coming to close out 2025. As a matter of fact, fellas, episode 200 of WellsMania Podcast just might be the most star-studded episode of WellsMania Podcast of all time. Not only will you have Stone Payne Productions, not only will you have WWE Human Encyclopedia Jared Giles, not only will you have WellsMania, I'm chopped liver compared to everybody else, but we've got Tag Team Twinning, Jordan and Sydney scheduled to join. We've got LA Knight, girl, Bree, she's scheduled to join. Wheezy Blonde, she's scheduled to join. Aiden Achong, Tribal Jester, and so many more wrestling content creators and fellow podcast hosts are going to take the time to run wild. Pluggo and JPJ, can't forget those guys from Between Two Beards. The Ope Three-Way Podcast, I'm pretty sure they're going to stop by as well.
Well, two of the three, because one doesn't exist.
True. Donnie's not real. He never has been, never will be. They have a third guy who's vacant. Vacant is their third. The third man.
Yeah.
Who's the third man? So I'm really looking forward to episode 200 of WellsMania Podcast.
So 200 will be, if you want to go holiday theme, a cornucopia of guests.
I like that. A little cornucopia of guests, a little who's who. Everybody will be designated 5 to 10 minutes so we can keep getting guests on. So that episode will be all about John Cena. It'll be December 8th is when the episode will air. And everybody who comes on the episode will talk about their favorite John Cena matches, memories, moments, and just, sending well wishes to John as he rides off into the sunset after one hell of a career. So, fellas, episode 200 of WellsMania Podcast just might be my all-time favorite, and it hasn't even happened yet. So I just thank you guys for being a part of that milestone episode. But fellas, that's it.
That's not it.
Oh,
We
no,
have
wait.
nothing else to talk about.
Say that is it that all I have. But what do you got left?
You and I are advancing in a certain tournament.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, the 5-year tourney is near completion.
This tournament has lasted longer than John Cena's retirement tour.
I almost forgot all about that.
Yes,
Yeah,
because you signed up for it in 2003.
I had hair the last time that I was in this tournament. But yes, Payton is right. Payton and I have advanced to the final four in the Snaps and Straps promo wrestling content creator tournament. I beat King Coley, as I had no doubts in my mind. A promo versus a knock-knock joke will knock you out of the tournament every single time. King Coley ain't got nothing on WellsMania. That's right. But yeah, Payton, you beat your opponent, Turnbuckle Topics.
Yes, he thought he did great, but all the judges picked me. There's never a doubt in my mind. He had zero chance of stepping up to me on the microphone.
No chance in hell.
So are these the semifinals now?
Yes.
Yeah. So we are one match away from the inevitable championship of Stone Payne Productions versus WellsMania, and there has already been talk of some really big ideas. We kind of mentioned it on a couple episodes of WellsMania ago, that if Payton and I beat our opponents to go to the championship, Payton and I can do something that the other people can't do, and that is face-to-face promos.
Or we just have a full-blown match. I don't know. There's different options here.
I was going to say, I've been in talks with the guy who runs the Snaps and Straps tournament, and he told me, he goes, if you and Payton do beat the people that you're going up against next, when you guys beat them,
it's inevitable.
Would you two be willing to do a wrestling match for the Wrestling Content Creator Championship title? Without hesitation, I fired back and said, not only would I do it, but we've got the ring, we've got Wrestle With This that we can live stream on YouTube. And if anybody wants to travel to Greenwood, Indiana and come be a part of this at the Smash Mouth Arena, the door is wide open. So the possibilities are endless. And this would put over Snaps and Straps better than anybody in this tournament could do.
So that potentially could go down in about 2034 when we finally get to the finals of the tournament.
Hell, my son will be my tag team partner, and your son, Payton, you'll have a kid by then too.
Yeah, who knows by that point? But we do have to get through the semifinals, and you are up against the At family.
You fight the whole family?
He's fighting. It's like 4-on-1.
It's a mom and a dad, and I think they're kids. I think
gonna have to cut promos on elementary school kids. That's
well,
tough.
you got a kid now, so you family warfare is possible.
Yeah, I might bring my boy into it. I did call out King Coley for using his kid as a prop, but that was before I officially became a dad.
That's true.
And now I understand why he used his.
Now you got to use him as a prop. Yeah, I get it.
A prop. So it's like very hypocritical of me, but I kind of have gone heel in this tournament to get to where I am.
And then I'm facing some schmuck called Just Laying Down, which he might as well just lay down now because he ain't gonna beat me. So
good old JLD, just laying down. But yeah, I'm excited that we finally got the results that we've been waiting for the past month. So tune in to 2026 when the championship will be Payton versus WellsMania, which that actually is pretty accurate. I don't see us having the championship in 2025. I just don't.
No, the semifinals will not even probably begin until 2026, if we're being honest.
Yeah, I'm probably going to. I thought of this idea. If I can find somebody who's willing to take this bump, I thought about staging a Thanksgiving brawl tomorrow and talking about how I don't give no fucks about family. And I just start picking up people and throwing them through tables and smashing turkeys over their heads. And then that's my warning shot. That's directed to you, the At family. Coming for you.
That'd be good.
Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see. These are the ideas that are always running wild throughout my Hoosier Dome. But yes, I'm very excited for our inevitable championship match because, Payton, that's something that you and I have never done before.
Stone Payne and Mondo have come across each other many times in the ring. You and I have not.
We have never gone one-on-one. So it would be me as WellsMania, which I have wrestled in the Wrestle With This Smash Mouth Arena before. I've taken part in several different matches, but I've never gone one-on-one with Stone Payne Productions.
Well, 2048. It's going to happen.
Yeah, it's a long time from now. But yeah, thank you guys.
24 more years.
That's going to put me in my 60s? Yeah.
Well, Ric Flair's still doing it. He's like 94.
This is true. All the old Nate ain't looking so good. The videos I've been seeing of Nature Boy lately.
He just had surgery. He's fine.
Okay. I was wondering if
thought it was for a second. I thought it was a scene out of The Walking Dead.
He had shoulder surgery. I think he was on some meds to travel, and I think that kind of
that tracks then. But yes, that is it for episode 199 of WellsMania Podcast. Payton, go ahead and plug your social media and your merch.
Yes, Brainbuster Tees. Go and buy all of the Stone Payne Productions merch. It's all there: hats, t-shirts, beanies, the whole shebang. Stone Payne Productions on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, especially the backbone of where Stone Payne Productions is. The goal is 12,000 followers by the end of the year. I'm almost there. I'm at 11.8 right now.
Oh, you can get that. 200.
You'll hit 12K in no time.
So the goal, need about 100. I think I'm like 150 away. So I should be able to do it. No
12,000 and we'll do a new eye reveal. So you'll take off the glasses and show everybody the eyes.
Yes.
You know what you need to do, Payton? You need to go on my TikTok video where I talk about other content creators tagging other content creators. Have you seen that video?
I believe it was, I don't know about you. I get so many notifications that like, sometimes I don't even check the notifications because it's just like constantly being filled.
Well, just make sure you always check WellsMania's notifications.
Well, on TikTok, if you tagged me in it, it might be in our messages. I'll have to go look.
But this video has taken off and it's been just overwhelmingly awesome of all the fellow wrestling content creators who just keep tagging and following one another. So if you get in there and you go in and literally follow, I mean, there's hundreds of people that have been tagged on that video. So you'll get your 12K easy, but you got to hit that follow button. That's the only thing is everybody follows everybody. That's how we all win on social media. And fellows, speaking of social media, I'm done with my blue check mark on Twitter. I'm done with it. I'm tired of paying for something that has not paid off for me. I'm tired of giving Twitter my money when I'm not seeing anything in return. I don't know if you guys have noticed this on your end, but Twitter is nowhere near what it used to be. The mojo, the aura is gone from Twitter. Yes, I still do live tweets, and thank God that there are some people like Jared and Kevin Deininger and a couple of other people who actually engage with my tweets. But my goodness, everything that I was promised when getting that blue check has not come true. So I'm officially taking my blue check probably to TikTok or Facebook.
I'm to the point where I'm getting close to where I feel like I'm gonna try to do the blue check on TikTok. I feel
I
like
think it'd be more
we're getting
beneficial on
there.
there
Yeah. I feel like we're getting to that point.
because I've
You
noticed
guys are over. You got to.
dude, we're more over on TikTok than Twitter. I don't know what it is, but am I alone here? Have you guys sensed
No, TikTok's really Twitter's really lost a lot of the game.
Well,
the last
Twitter has
probably
always
about the
been
last
hard.
year and a half, 2 years, it's really kind of it's been going. It's that roller coaster. You're like we hit the top, and now we're like gradually going down. My opinion.
You're not wrong, because I told my wife when I bought the blue check mark, I said, okay, now that I'm verified, we'll see if that means anything. If I gain more followers, which I did there for a while, but dude, I've been stuck at 2,042 followers for like the past year. Like that number it's always been staring me right in the face. And I'm like, how the hell am I not gaining followers on Twitter? Like, where the hell is everybody? Like, have they left the app and gone somewhere else?
I feel like Twitter is the hardest platform to get people to hit the follow button. That's just my personal opinion. I feel like that's the hardest one to get people to hit it.
I just don't understand why it's so difficult to follow somebody. Like it's never been a problem for me. Like I'll follow you and not think twice about it because I don't care. I know I'm helping you, and I would hope that you would return the favor and follow me back. But I've
even noticed it on TikTok where like I'll have people like come into my live streams and like they'll pop in like enough to where I recognize them and know them, and they'll like chat with me and like, you know, like the stream and everything, but they still don't follow me. And I'm like, well, why don't you just hit the follow button so that way you always know like when I go live and stuff. And like I've actually had people tell me, well, you usually pop up on the For You page enough, there's really no point in hitting the follow button. I'm like, yeah, but it's free and it's simple, and there's nothing other than you tapping a plus button.
And the thing on TikTok is, and people for whatever reason don't seem to realize this, every time you follow somebody, every time you repost somebody's video, every time you comment on somebody's video, every time you share somebody's video, it is helping you. You are getting points that help push out your videos.
Yes.
Everything has a purpose on TikTok. So if you're one of those people who doesn't repost because you're a little bitch and don't repost people's videos, you're never going to accomplish anything that you want to accomplish on TikTok. Like, who gives a fuck? Just hit the repost button.
Now,
hit the follow button. Share the live. Go buy the merch.
Do you ever look at your analytics for your videos?
I do. I look at my analytics a lot, and
I will notice
very fascinating.
And I believe it. Like, I almost never see videos from people that I follow on the For You page. Like, I have to go to like the following section to see, you know what I mean? Like I hardly ever come across people I follow's videos.
There's a reason for that, and that's to slow the monetization down, because the only way you can get paid on TikTok is if your videos pop up on people's FYP, and then those people have to watch your video all the way through.
Yeah.
And your videos have to be 1 minute and 1 second long.
And it's funny because like you and I, we're both around the same. I'm like 200 followers away from 12K. You're what, at like 11.6, I think. You're right behind me.
11.6.
And, you know, but when you go to the analytics of the videos, it's like, it literally is like, like 3% of the audience that watched your video come from your over 11,000 followers. It's like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's a wild place, man. But I'm done. I'm done with the blue check mark on Twitter. It's just not worth my time anymore. Sorry for that, Jared. Went down a little
you're good. No, you're good. That's why we're here.
little tangent. So thank you guys for listening to that. Go ahead and plug your social media, Jared, where people can find you at.
As JC Giles on the dead Twitter.com, as we just discussed.
Well played.
WWE Human Encyclopedia on TikTok. At some point, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do in that space. I don't necessarily want to do exactly what you guys are doing. I like it, but that's kind of your lane. So I'm trying to figure out how to do something a little different. I think I may go more historical video, like the past of pro wrestling, or maybe some independent, some lesser known stuff is maybe the direction I'm thinking I'm going to go with how I watch and view things in the world. So we'll see where that takes me. And JC Giles 123 on Instagram. Probably going to start posting more on there. I've got a shit ton of photos that I've never posted anywhere, so I may just start posting them, see what's going on, see what's up.
You should, and I like the encyclopedia approach. There's a reason why I nicknamed you that, because you're the smartest wrestling fan that I know, and I feel like if you shared your knowledge on your platform, it would really help educate those who might not know what happened at Survivor Series 1989. You know, like if you did old videos like that and made it in timely fashion of what's going on now, people would they would eat that up.
And you'd be shocked how many young fans that are on TikTok have never gone back and watched a lot of that stuff. I mean, I have people, a lot of young fans in my chats constantly that are always like, man, you talk about this a lot. I've never seen that. I should go back and watch it. I'm like, yes, you should. I'm not talking about it for no reason. Like, go and watch.
So try to make something more, make it history, but more refined for like what the younger fans who want to get into wrestling to learn a little more, something bite-sized they can get into instead of the vast WWE library or the vault or whatever you want to call it. I think trying to narrow that down and grab people and maybe have them look at something or look at it with new eyes. I think more is maybe the route I want or need to go down that.
Just please, for the love of God, don't make toxic negative comment with every video you post just to try to get fan engagement.
No.
Rage baiting? No, I think that's a great idea, Jared. And I think you're the perfect person suited for that style. And it's like when I make a Bastion Booger going full Thanksgiving on a turkey reference, people are like, who the fuck's Bastion Booger? What does that even mean? And I'll be like, go look at WWE Human Encyclopedia's Survivor Series 1990 something or other video, and you'll know who Bastion Booger is.
Hey, I had someone the other day, like earlier today, I was like, happy pre-gobbledygooker day, and I had someone like, who the fuck's the gobbledygooker? I'm like, what?
Yeah,
we're losing the ancients. We're losing the ancient text. Losing them.
but that is our purpose. Our purpose is to entertain and educate those who might have forgotten. And that's why I love nostalgia. I bring it up because it not only helps my mind and my memory, but it also helps your mind and your memory, because if you've forgotten about something and I bring it up, you're like, oh yeah. And then all of a sudden it takes you back to that time in your life. And man, it means so much. All those memories, like I cherish those memories then, now, forever. All right, fellas, thank you so much. I hope that you and your families have a happy Thanksgiving. Don't eat too much or do. I am ready to go full Bastion Booger on my Thanksgivings. I'm going to run when the dinner's ready, like the Ultimate Warrior at WrestleMania 8. These are all these references that hopefully people are getting. But I'm also looking forward to watching football. John Madden's Thanksgiving football. When you think of Thanksgiving when you think of Thanksgiving and football, you think of John Madden. Boom! The turducken and the six-sided turkey. Thank you, John. Pat Summerall with John Madden here on Thanksgiving. It's pretty good impressions, I know. So Payton, thank you. Jared, thank you. And whether it be, Jared, you're going to love this reference. whether it be planes, trains, and automobiles. I hope you all enjoy your Thanksgiving. Enjoy Survivor Series War Games. Episode 200 is the next episode. All John Cena with a cornucopia of guests, a buffet of guests, a smorgasbord of guests. You're not going to want to miss that episode. Until then, take care, stay positive, run wild, and dominate the day.